Many of these different things we picked up.
Right.
So the reason why we want to highlight that is because you are now being shown the signs of this Bible that prove who you truly are. So we finna show you another thing that will happen to us. All right. So now I'm finna show you the two main religions that were involved in our enslavement. Go to 64. Read this. This is a curse still, the sign.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. The Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
So now, the Bible just said that the children of Israel, I'm going to scatter y'all amongst all people, right? How did God do that? Here's the signs up here. Through slavery, through the transatlantic slave trade, all right? And then prior to the transatlantic slave trade, you had what's called the sub-Saharan slave trade or the Indian Ocean slave trade. All right, this was before white man got involved in enslaving us. It was the Arabs and Hamitic nations or true Africans, you understand, that was enslaving us at this time. All right, we're going to get into it. Read this.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other.
From one end of the earth, all the way to the other, we were scattered. That is clearly our history. And has it happened to the white man? No, it has not. You understand? But you have white people saying that they are God's chosen people.
Right.
But the history and the genealogy ain't lining up. You ask them to prove it, they can't. They don't even take what do you call it, DNA tests over there in Israel, because they know that they can't prove that they're the children of Israel.
Right.
Meanwhile, you got all these different tribes in Africa, like the Igbo, Bantu, Yoruba,
right.
All of them saying that, hey, look, clearly we know we the children of Israel, so who are y'all?
Right.
So they go in and push white supremacy on them. Right. All right, read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
In the places where you would be scattered, China, India, Arabia, Americas, North and South, read.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right, your fathers, y'all don't know about these lands that I'm finna scatter y'all to, read.
Even wood and stone.
Wood and stone. We will serve gods that our fathers never knew. Wood and stone. When you think of wood, what major religion comes under that? The cross. Very good. The cross. Because guess what? The Pope, right? Was it Pope Nicholas or Alexander? Pope Nicholas VI. All right. He was a man who authorized the enslavement of the Negroes. You understand? He had what's called the Papal Bull. All right. This is the Catholic Pope.
Right.
You understand? Which started the slave trade. Now Christopher Columbus knew about us on this side of the world, your fellow Native Americans and Mexicans. He knew that we was over here.
Right.
You understand? So now that's a different type of history, but many people don't understand that Catholicism has started slave trade and it is white supremacy.
Right.
And from Catholicism, you have Christianity,
right.
Baptists,
right.
Seventh-day Adventists.
Right.
Give me the false religion sign. Where is that?
I was right there.
Let's bring it up. We're going to show you that this all right here, this comes from Roman Catholicism, which started the slave trade. Now, clearly, John Baptist, many of our people are Baptists. Who started that religion? A man named John Smith in 1608. We was clearly slaves. So for our people to say I'm Baptist today, they're following again what their slave masters have taught them.
That's right.
You understand? Same thing, right? With the Mormons, you have the Adventists. Who is this? Jehovah's Witness.
Right.
And the Pentecostal. These are the religions that our people claim and hold fame to, but meanwhile, they were all started by the same people that are agreed to the enslavement of your people. You understand? You follow? So now, the cross represents Christianity. We just proved that, right? Read.
Verse 65. And among
What is the...
That's all of it.
You got to pick up. Read it from the top, bro.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 65. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Now we will serve other gods, wood and stone. Wood represents your Christianity, and the stone is what? Islam. The stone is Islam. So now let me show you that, because this is what you're familiar to. So I'm going to show you Islam in the Bible and how they dealt with us. Go to Joel. Go to Joel, and then I want Babylon to Timbuktu. All right, let's get that real quick. Let me get another reader if I got it. If somebody can spare it. All right, we're going to show you this real quick. All right, this is history that many of our people don't really know about. It's going to give you the history of Muhammad. Okay, because Muhammad was big on the enslavement of Negroes. Right? So we're going to read this real quick. Read.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 2. Lift up thy eyes unto the high places and see where thou hast not been lain with.
Now, when he say look up to the eyes to the high places, this goes into idolatry. Because guess what? The other nations understood that we have the one true God, the God that delivered us out of Egypt and brought many wonders and many works and many miracles to destroy our enemies. So all the nations understood that we have the one true God, right? So guess what? They gods were idols, like they worship the sun, the moon, the stars. All right, they worship things like trees, stones. They created their own idols. Right. You understand? Read.
In the way hast thou set for them as the Arabians.
So the Bible just said, in the way, right? In the midst of your idolatry, you set in the midst of the Arabians. Who was the Arabians? The Arabs, right? So now he's telling you about the Arabs. Okay, read.
Excuse me. In the way hast thou set for them as the Arabians in the wilderness.
Okay, so as the Arabians in the wilderness. So now look, most people don't know that Mecca, right, was a huge, huge slave port.
That's right.
You understand? So now, after we're gonna actually, you got the history? We're gonna let the history break it out. All right, but think of Mecca. Slavery in Mecca ended in 1962. Right, that's right before Malcolm X went over to make his Hajj. He made his Hajj in 1964. Had Malcolm X gone over there sooner, he would have been sold as a slave.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
All right, so listen good to this real quick. I want page, this is what I want, Birth of Islam. All right. We can start right there real quick. Listen good to this. This is from a book. Read it.
From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Winsler.
Now, this is a brother. He's a scholar. All right. This brother he's a black man who traveled the world, did his research. All right. So I want you to read.
At the time of the birth of Muhammad, what were the international events or coordinations operating? The answer to this question is necessary for a comprehension of the rapid emergence of the Mohammedan Empire.
Okay, so now the Mohammedan Empire. This is going into Islam. Now jump down to the highlight. Where you at? That's page what? Let me get this book. Let's read. Let's use this. Come on. Let's read this.
Page 45.
Yep, page 40, right here. Pick up there.
With the defeat of the Jewish and Christian power in Arabia.
The defeat of the Jewish and Christian power in Arabia, read.
The stage was set up for the rise of a new power on the world scene.
Now, a new religion, a new thing will come into the world. Okay, read.
This new power was Arabia.
This new power was Arabia, okay? Because the Arabs, just like the white men, in order for them to dominate the world with Christianity, they had to use violence, bloodshed, okay? The Arabs did the same thing. This is why a lot of Africans are Muslim now, okay? Because they went into their countries conquering and enslaving them, all right? Now read.
The Arabian Empire with the new religion, Islam.
The new what?
New religion, Islam.
Remember the Bible, a new religion that your forefathers didn't even know, because it started 600 years after the death of Christ. You understand? That's how new it is. Read.
Established a super culture of its cultures on the ruins of the Roman Empire in the Middle East, Africa, and parts of Europe.
Right. So it's telling you how it expanded, right? Read.
When Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping the sun, stars, spirits, and idols.
Okay, so look, this man knows his research. So when Muhammad was born, in Mecca, they had over 300 and some gods. They had a god for every day under the sun. Okay, this is called polytheism. Okay, this is called polytheism. Okay, I read.
The Arabs possessed 360 gods, 360 idols, one for each day of the year.
Okay, so he went on and said it. All right, let's read.
Muhammad was born AD 570, 4 years after the death of the
Emperor Justinian.
Emperor Justinian. He was descended from the tribe of Korah and the family of Heshim. His
mentality.
His mentality was
Prodigious.
In his youth, he was never taught to read or write.
So Muhammad couldn't read or write. Many people don't know this about him. All right, read.
But his imagination was superlative.
But his imagination was what?
Superlative.
His imagination was superlative, meaning he had an off-the-chain type of imagination. His imagination would say, Gabriel, the angel, came to me in Medina. Okay, read.
Muhammad was an extraordinary handsome man, an eloquent and motivating man with the power of words.
Meaning he was very persuasive. Okay, now I want you to get to some meat. All right, I want you to jump down to, yeah, we can read that right there.
After Muhammad became a camel driver, he traveled to remote and intriguing lands.
So Muhammad was a camel driver, meaning he dealt with camels and trading. All right, read.
He led his carnivores to Persia, Syria, and Egypt, transacting business with merchants of every kind. On his business trip, he met Jews.
So as he was traveling, going to and from, he met Jews. Okay, Jews. Listen good, read.
Christians and members of other sects. He interrogated them concerning the tenets of their religions.
He interrogated Jews and Christians in different religions about their beliefs.
Tenets.
Right? They tenets, right? Read.
He interrogated them concerning the tenets of their religion. He frequented,
meaning they're what orders your people? Tenets. What is used to govern your people? Okay, read.
He frequented the environments of the Jews.
He had frequent visits to the Jews. Now remember, his people had many different gods that they was worshiping, meaning they had chaos all over the place. Read.
And their rabbis, mostly because they were merchants and an omnipresent ethnic group.
So the Jews were an omnipresent, meaning we were everywhere, all over Africa.
Right.
You understand? We were all over Africa, so he always ran into us.
Right.
Because he could not read or write, his ears were attentive and keen to everything that the Jews related to him.
So remember, the focal point is the Jews. They related a lot of information to him. Read.
Muhammad learned and extracted much from the Jewish religion.
He learned and extracted much from the Jewish religion. Don't eat pork. Women wear dresses. One God. You see where we're going with this? Wearing a beard. You understand? You see where this is going now? Because these are some of the things that Muslims keep. Okay, read.
And compounded it with his new religion.
With his new religion.
Right.
Not Allah, meaning God. His new religion. Muhammad's new religion. Read. Islam. Okay. So now we done with that, right? So we clearly see the establishment of Islam. Okay, that's some history.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is